take me down the Manether-Endril.
Hi, I'm Shaddex. This is the Wheel of Time. It was made in 1999, and it is similar in style to Quake, Doom, and Unreal. Except instead of having guns, you have spells. So that spell I just put up there is called Heal. If you look in the top left-hand corner of my screen, you can see my health. Heal is used to increase your health by 10. So I'm going to do a little glitch here. I'm going to jump into this wheel in a very specific way, and it's going to allow me to get a boost up, and that's going to give me access to the fireball. And as you'll see right here, fireball is used just like a rocket jump would be used in all those other games. You shoot it at your foot, and it gives you a bunch of height and a bit of distance. So that's the main speed mechanic throughout the whole run. And we're going to use it to jump over ledges, over walls, on the boundaries, and out of bounds. It can also be used to give you speed boosts. So right there you saw I got one little mini speed boost. Not too big of a deal. Speed boosts happen when you slide down an angle or jump in a very specific way. And input a jump on the first frame that you land. There are about 8, I think, fireballs in this level, so you're going to see exactly how they work, and throughout the whole run there's a ton. So right up here, this guy's going to shoot a fireball at us. We're just going to jump over it and over the gap and run past him. That is the Hound, and we are supposed to be chasing him. We just kind of passed him, but not a big deal. You're going to see him a few more times throughout the next couple levels. This spell is called Seekers. We're going to use it in the level after this to kill a boss. That's a shield. Shields half all the damage that you take, including damage from stuff you cast, so it basically allows us to cast a bunch more fireballs than we would normally be able to cast, and speed up the game a lot. So normally you wouldn't be able to do a fireball jump right here, because you're on the water, and water fizzles your fireballs out, but if you just do it off the wall like that, you can get out of there nice and quick. My shield got popped. If you look in the top left, right beside my health, you can see the little shield icon. There's a little blue border around it, and that's the charge it has left. He was a jerk and knocked off the stairs, but it's okay. We can just jump over it. By shooting a fireball at those guys called minions, I can make them not able to attack me because they either jump or just can't move for a second. Now I'm going to finish this level off with one little triple boost. So quick 1, 2, 3. And that's the end of the second level. This next level is supposed to be really long. It's supposed to introduce you to the puzzling aspect of the game, but thankfully we get to skip it. So we went way out of the way in that last level to get a spell called Shift. Shift is really overpowered and lets you go through walls, so we're going to go through here. We're just going to shift through the wall, and that brings you to what's supposed to be like a little secret hidden section of the level at the very end. So we just skipped the entire level, basically. I'm going to use Fireball to boost and get to the boss quicker. So all that's left of this level is to do this 2-part boss fight. You can't attack this guy called Legion while he's materializing, so once we get over to that arch, we can start shooting our spells. These are the Seekers I was talking about earlier. So like I said, this is a 2-part boss. As soon as we kill this guy, a countdown starts until the second phase spawns. The second phase is the little pink guy we've been chasing called the Hound, and he can spawn in any of the 4 directions, so I have to be quiet now and listen to which direction he's going to spawn in. So it sounds like he spawned in this corner, so I'm going to shoot him with 2 of these. Hopefully they hit. He can also dodge them. That was a pretty good fight. That's most of the RNG in the game. There's not a lot of RNG. Pretty much all of this game is skill. So this is the only bad level in the game. This is the only level that we cannot speed up in any way. In a marathon, basically what this would be is me explaining what I'm doing, which would take about a minute, and then there could be donations for 2 minutes. So if you look in the top right of the screen, you can see a little picture of a sun, and we can't leave until the sun comes up, which is represented by a countdown timer in the form of the little blue border around it. So that counts down from 3 minutes, and when that countdown timer hits 0, we can go on to the next level. And after this level, things speed up really, really goddamn fast. So all I'm doing here then is running around to collect spells. I need these 3 shields so that I can do a ton more fireball jumps in the next level. That's most of the setup. And then I need fireballs to actually do the jumps. Then I need heals to get a bunch of health. I'm just gonna kill this guy because if you don't kill him and he actually manages to kill those 2 AI there, he can come after you and be kind of a pain in the ass if you aren't paying attention. So there's nothing left to do in this level. We just have to wait for the timer to run out. So what I'm gonna do is run over here, do a little fireball jump, do another one, and we are now out of bounds. And for the rest of the about minute and a half left, you get to look at the beautiful scenery rendered in very high definition graphics. The beautiful, beautiful mountains. But since this is just a recording, I can talk a little bit more about the story of the game. So this is The Wheel of Time. It's based off of Robert Jordan's hit fantasy book series. There's 14 books, and it's one of the best-selling book series, well, fantasy book series at least, of all time. This isn't completely related to the book. It's more of a prequel and doesn't really have the story. But anyone who's read the books will see some familiar places and some familiar faces. So you play as Aes Sedai, a character from the books, or a type of character from the books, I should say. Some of the locations are also similar. Like this is Shadar Logoth, which is mentioned and they go to it in the first book. So there's a few more, like we go to the Ways, we go to the Blight, and we go to a White Cloak Fortress. But other than that, the similarities pretty much stop there. So for the first few levels, we're chasing a guy who we think had stolen something from us. Turns out he hadn't. It was already gone, and now we go on an epic quest to save the world. And the reason you won't see much of the story in the speedrun is actually that because the story is told through cutscenes. The cutscenes are an hour and 15 minutes of length, so the speedrun would literally be, it would be like a 20-second level, followed by a 10-minute cutscene in some points. So it would be pretty insane. Anyway, this is the White Tower. This is where the run gets really, really difficult. I'm going to be doing a bunch of speed trips like that, so that skips just a bit of walking. That spell I picked up there is Mines. You're going to see it in just a little bit. What we do is use it to boost our jumps so that we can skip even more stuff. So there's a couple more things, like sometimes they just didn't code walls, so we can walk through a wall just like that. And that's in a few different levels. So here's what I was talking about when I mentioned the mines. So put 3 down, shoot a fireball, and boost to the end of that level. I'm gonna do it again here. And just skip the entire level. That skips like 5 floors of walking, 5 minutes of walking, or not 5 minutes of walking, but a solid minute of walking probably. And one more glitch after we get some heals here. Normally you would die from this fall, and even if you didn't die, you would lose about a second from getting an animation. But if you quick save and quick load in midair, it stops your falling animation, which allows you to, or it stops your falling momentum rather, which allows us to live and not die. So we skip most of this level. We're going to skip another boss here. We brought some spells over from the puzzling section, and we're just going to swap. There's supposed to be a little mandatory fight there. Instead, we just skip it. And we're pretty much at the end of the level now. All we have to do is sidestep this guy. Oop. If he lets us. Fortunately, he did not let us. I'm at bad health, but it's not too big of a deal. I should be okay by the next level. And that's the end of the level. This next level, basically what you want to do is you want to use all your heals here, because this next level resets all your spells. It's supposed to be like a little puzzle, kind of maze-like level, where there's no fighting really, you just have to battle against the environment. Thankfully, that's really slow, so we skip it all. Yeah, we skip it all. So we're just going to do this. It's supposed to like turn this wall around. You're supposed to go a lot slower there, but we didn't go quick. And here's where the puzzling starts. There's going to be spikes down here that pop out, but we levitate over them. And then we levitate over to this bookcase. You're not supposed to be able to do that. You're also not supposed to be able to walk through that wall, but we do it anyway. So that skipped the whole level. Now one more thing we're going to do is, because Shift is a required spell, we're actually going to get 2 of it. So you're only supposed to end the level with 1 of these, but now we're going to end it by using 1 to get through this door. That ends the level. Now we have 1 extra, which you're not supposed to have. So what's supposed to happen here is you're supposed to get the fireball straight ahead, and it spawns a boss. Instead, what we're going to do is shift through the round like that, quick save, quick load to stop our momentum and live, and that's the boss skip. Now this is the ways, so if you read the books, you know a bit about the ways. It's used to travel in between levels, or in between places that are far away. What I'm doing here is just running around. Oh geez, that ladder is really mean to me today. But what I'm doing here is running around and getting some spells that's going to allow me to set up for a bunch of different tricks that skip entire levels. So I know my splits say I'm losing a ton of time here. It's actually just because of a route change. So I'm going to throw 3 mines down again. So 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to shoot it. That's not good. I didn't save. Or I didn't shield, rather. So it's going to shoot me across the world. And I'm going to quick save, quick load. And that skips that entire level. So we just flew over the level, basically. I'm just going to do a few more boosts here, and then we're going to skip over a bit more. So another shield, just so that I can do some more boosts. One more boost here. Not doing any speed boosts, unfortunately. Not a big deal. Boost down here, quick save, quick load again. I have to be at full health because we're going to skip this whole next level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around. I have to find a very specific setup. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to be at full health, and I'm just going to shoot, and I'm going to fly over the entire level. This levitate's going to give me a bit of extra distance, and then that's the level. So yeah, we just fly over the entire level by using mines. Now, I can live with I'm gonna live throughout this level with about, what, 15 health? But yeah, again, we skip this level. What you're supposed to do is go kill a boss and raise a lever, and it takes a few minutes, and it raises the water level, which allows you to access this ladder. Instead, we do that and get this spell, and boost straight to the end of the level. So this is Earth Tremor, and it is the second method of boosting. It boosts you further and higher than fireballs do, but it's less plentiful. I'm gonna do a little fireball jump to get over those guys' heads. And now I'm gonna introduce you to the third method of boosting, and probably the most overpowered weapon in the game, Balefire. So Balefire can be duped, first off. It's used to kill bosses and normal enemies. So it kills normal enemies in 1 hit and bosses in 2 hits. Nice boost there. So I'm gonna use it to kill a boss here. You won't really see it though, because it also shoots through walls, so we're going to kill the boss through a wall. So I just need to boost down right to the boss, and he's on the other side of that gate. I'm just going to charge it up. Now I'm going to dupe it. So duping is done by just hitting control, which drops the spell, and what the game does is when you have 1 charge of a spell and you drop it, it only works with this spell, but it kind of freaks out and says that, you know, you need a spell because you dropped something, so we'll just give you 5 on the level transition. You can do it infinitely, but unfortunately it's not really useful to do it infinitely because you can only do it if you can pick up the badge. So it's also a super boost though, so it does no damage to you, and it makes you do huge boosts just like this. So we just use it to basically skip over the entire level. Now we ditched our copies of that, so we're going to go in here and grab some more, and then we're going to do some more duping. So there's some more copies in a little box just up here to the left. We actually need to get the spell count down to 0 though, and thankfully we do, because now we can just boost off the walls and get speed boosts all over the place. I have 3 more to use. I need to kill this enemy because she drops a key that I'm required to finish the level with. So now I have 1 copy. So if you look at that little balefire right there, you'll see a number 1 under it. I need to kill her, and I dropped it. So now you'll see a 0. That is not supposed to happen. The game does not like that. So on the level transition, it will give me the default value of balefire, which is 5. This next level, what I'm going to do is basically it's supposed to be a timed level where you wait 3 minutes, and then the first of 5 waves of enemies spawns, and you kill it. And the level ends when you kill all the enemies. Instead, what I'm going to do is shoot it through 11 walls in a near pixel perfect formation. And I'm just going to kill the last 4 enemies, which we found out is the actual trigger to end the level. That's really tough to do. Thankfully I did it first try. And that makes what is supposed to be a 5-minute level about 21 seconds. So this is the second last level. I've been managing my spells very carefully to plan for this and the next level, so I have the exact amount of shields I need to set up for a 2-second skip. So we're going to do another skip right here. We're going to balefire up, and now we're on the boundary of the world, and we're just going to jump over. And here's another skip. There's supposed to be a furnace. There's a furnace right here. You're not supposed to be able to just jump through it. You're supposed to need a fire shield, but instead we're just going to take the damage and tank it. This spell right here is called Disguise, so if you notice the top left before, I was a chick. I'm now a Myrdril, which are these little purple-headed guys, purple-cloaked guys, rather. It also gives you their traits, so it increases my speed and makes it so that enemies don't attack me. But we need one charge of it for the next level, so I'm going to pull it off a bit there. And now I'm just going to do some bad boosts. And that's going to bring me to the end of the level, so all there is left to do is grab those spells and kill the boss. So I'm going to be a bit slow here because she can glitch out and not follow you. And I'm going to set up one more glitch here, which is to do that. So the end of this level is to pick up 4 of those little seals. I already have 2. I'm only supposed to start the level with 1, but I have 2. So I've already skipped 1/3 of this level. So by hitting the top of these little pillars that teleport you, you skip the trigger for every enemy in the level, except bosses. So every enemy in this level is just going to completely ignore me. So you can see I'm walking past guys left and right. They just don't care, which makes most of these levels pretty trivial. So normally speaking, you're only supposed to be able to carry 1 of these seals, but we need 2, and it's really inefficient to carry them back. Like, I would have to carry that one back to that little throne, and then run out here and go get the next one. But that's pretty lame. So we came up with a method to store 1 on top of our head. I'm just going to do one more trigger skip right here. Fireball to hit the top of that, and since I hit the top of it, these guys just don't care. Now what we're going to do is some more positioning, so we're going to walk through one last wall. We're going to swap places with him, which puts him right there and moves us to where he was. And that makes it so that we can just swap right back to him and continue out. So there's one more glitch. I'm going to boost through here, and as you'll see, this boulder comes down. What it's supposed to do is block the path, instead it bounces off our head. The last glitch of the game, I'm going to drop this seal at a very specific height. It's going to store on top of my head. So now I have 1 seal in my inventory and 1 on my head. And now I'm just going to bring them back to the end, to the throne. And that's the end of the game. Oh, yeah, still on my head, we're good. And the way to get it off your head is to use Disguise, which is why I brought 1 back from the other level. So that is the Wheel of Time, done in 18 seconds. Or 18 minutes and 5 seconds. Real time is 18:23. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. And I hope this gets into SGDQ.